Alrighty guys, welcome back to Star Wars Review. Today I'm reviewing the Book of Boba Fett, Chapter 4, The Gathering Storm, which was written by Jon Favreau and directed by Kevin, probably gonna butcher her name, so I apologize. Tacharion? I'm sorry if I butchered the name, but it was released today on January 19th, 2022. So yeah, I thought it was an okay episode. This episode was another majority flashback episode, but it seems like the flashbacks are over, so I'm, happy that they're over. I just, feel like they went on too long. So far, 4 episodes in, there's only 3 left, and the majority of the show has been flashbacks, kind of building up the moments what, we already knew happened in The Mandalorian Season 2. Obviously, they were necessary to, show why Boba has changed and whatnot, but, I was kind of sold on it all, from what was, shown in The Mandalorian Season 2. I kind of need all the flashbacks to, be sold on Boba's character change. I just instantly was in this Mandalorian. It just instantly worked for me. Obviously, it's probably not true for everyone, but I feel like that's some reason why I just wasn't as into the flashbacks, because so far in this episode included, I was really into the present day stuff. All the present day stuff in this episode, I just really enjoyed and whatnot. So yeah, but obviously, some of the stuff from the flashbacks might come play more important part later on. I was expecting the Tuskens to have a much bigger role later on. Obviously, they all died, so obviously there might still be something, but right now, because they all died, it is kind of felt whatever. But that was in the last episode. This time with the flashbacks, though, it did have Boba finding Fennec and whatnot, and kind of showed the start of their relationship, which I feel like was important to show and whatnot. Obviously kind of starts with Boba, on Tatooine. He sees the flares shot in the sky with Din and Toro Calican used in the nighttime in that chapter 5 of The Mandalorian, which the timeline was kind of weird on this, because that scene happens at nighttime, in The Mandalorian, and it happens at nighttime in this episode, but Fennec was shot, at like dawn, basically, but in this episode, Boba finds her at nighttime, which was like in chapter 5 also, but Boba looked like he was basically right there, so I don't get how it took him an entire day to get there. So I felt that was a little weird. But Boba takes Fennec to Mos Eisley to these modders, like the ones we saw in the previous episode, which I guess kind of shows why Boba might have hired them a little more, because he, they helped save Fennec and whatnot. Obviously, I know a lot of people hate the modders and whatnot. They are a little goofy, but I kind of like them. But then when Fennec wakes up, Boba hires her to recover his ship from Jabba's palace, which, they head there, and that takes up a good bit of the episode. Them planning it and whatnot. There's a nice moment when they're planning it, Boba's just talking to Fennec about how, he's sick of being a hunter and taking advantage of by his employers and whatnot, and just, doesn't want to do that anymore. Plans to take Jabba's throne for himself. But, they get in, find Slave 1, take it, fly out, and then we see Boba run some errands on Tatooine. He goes to that Nikto biker gang and just shoots them up. It was kind of a funny moment. But then he heads back to the Sarlacc pit to, find his armor, which he like takes Slave One, like looks down into the Sarlacc pit to try to find it with the lights and whatnot. But Sarlacc, comes up and tries to drag Slave One down in. And so Fennec deploys one of the seismic charges, which we kind of see blow up in the sand and whatnot. I thought it was a nice twist on that. But afterwards, Boba, goes inside, but, can't find his armor. And so then there's this moment of them setting up the fire and whatnot. And, talking about what their next move is and whatnot. And, Fennec says, hanging out with the Tuskens has made Boba weak, which Boba responds that, he thinks it's made him stronger and whatnot. And that's where the flashback moments end. Like I said, kind of happy that they're over with now. Actually, there's the flashbacks end with Boba killing Boba Fortuna and taking the throne. So yeah, I'm happy the flashbacks are over now. Like I said, wasn't a big fan. I am going to reserve some judgment for them till the end of the season, just to see how some stuff pays off. I'll talk about more in a full season review. But I'm happy just kind of focusing on the present day stuff, because I've been enjoying that a good bit. Now Boba's fully healed now, and so he heads into Mos Espa, goes to the sanctuary, which is Garza Whip's cantina. But Black Chrysanthemum is there, and you see him sitting there, and then you see some Trandoshans and gets really angry and just goes up to him and starts beating the shit out of them. And there's just one left, and then Garza Whip shows up and gives him a big speech and whatnot. Basically just trying to get him not to, hurt the Tusken, or the Trandoshan. But he doesn't listen and rips its arm off anyways, and then walks out. Gives Garza the credits he owes her, and walks out. And we see Boba walking. He walked in and just standing there, and he tells Garza, it's worth the try, which Boba then follows Chrysanthemum outside and offers him a job, which seemingly Chrysanthemum accepts, because we see him at the palace later when Boba and Fennec are having a dinner with the leaders of the ruling families of Mos Espa, which Boba asks them to help fight the Pikes, which they say they won't, and obviously there's a lot of disrespect being thrown at Boba from them, but Boba reveals the Rancor to them, and they kind of back off a little, and even though they won't help Boba fight the Pikes, they agree to not help the Pikes fight Boba, and then they all leave, which we then see Boba and Fennec talking at the top of the palace about how they're gonna have to go to war with the Pikes and whatnot. And Fennec asks, something along the lines of how much treasure do they have, which Boba says he's got enough credits when he needs his muscle, which Fennec says you can use the credits to hire some, which then zooms out and we hear the Mandalorian's theme, teasing the appearance of Din Djarin, and that's where the episode ends. So yeah, like I said, I really liked all this present day stuff, really liked the tease at the end of, the Mandalorian theme, Din appearing and whatnot. Obviously, he didn't appear in the episode, but I assume he'll probably eventually appear maybe in next week's episode. I would assume also Boba will be hiring others to, maybe other bounty hunters, to team up, and help Boba stop the Pikes. So yeah, I'm happy to just kind of focus in on all the present day crime boss stuff. That was the stuff I was most interested in with the series when it was first revealed in the first place. So I'm excited to just focus in on it now for the final 3 episodes. Because it's just kind of been moving at a slow pace. Definitely with the second and this episode kind of only having a little bit of screen time, maybe 10-15 minutes at most of present day stuff. So, you know, exciting to kind of be the full focus now. Yeah, you know, I really enjoyed all the moments in the present day stuff. Some like you're saying, the dinner with the rolling families. Like I said, in the jar and teas, and yeah, so you know, really enjoyed that. But you know, hoping next week's episode is following up with a great episode. Feel like I'm finally starting to catch on to the show, so hopefully they can really grab me with next week's episode. But anyways, my grade, I'm gonna give this one a B. So yeah, but next week you can check my review of chapter 5. So yeah, but in the meantime, you can check out my reviews for chapters 1 through 3, and also all my videos on The Mandalorian and whatnot. But I've been Star Wars Review, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
I'm here to make a proposal that's mutually beneficial. Why speak of conflict when cooperation can make us all rich?
What prevents us all from killing you?